If you're a soft man, a softie, a little soy boy, disclaimer, in a few minutes this video is going to trigger you. A lot of you are probably gonna unsubscribe immediately, but hey, that's okay. Sometimes it's good to kind of separate the two, the soft from the elite. Or if you're kind of like me and you're naturally just a softer guy, just being transparent, but you want to become more strong, you want to become more masculine and mission focused, then hey, cool, let's gather together, my brothers. You know, the path to being a high value man, it's a narrow one. Not all men are called to it. If you're the type of guy who just goes along with everything that culture tells you and media tells you, and you follow all the trends and movements without actually looking at it with spiritual eyes firstly, then bro, hey look, this video ain't for you. And honestly, you're gonna be lost like the rest of the dudes out there. I mean, look at most men these days. Look at them. They're addicted. They're emotional. They're soft, weak, out of shape. They're lost, emasculated. So what I'm going to share with you guys today is a 5-step routine that is the foundation of momentum. You know, what's a man without momentum? What's a man without fire in his belly? Drive, direction. If a man has no direction, he's gonna fall astray. Now, please don't bounce around in this video trying to look for tip number 1, skip into number 2, number 3. There's no need to scroll down in the comments and see what everybody else is saying just to, you know, get that quick dopamine fix. Yo, bro, we don't need no more dopamine. We just need to listen. Now check this out. I posted a reel on my Instagram about a week ago and immediately had like over 100 comments. Dudes was triggered. There was fights going on in the comments. It was awesome. So the title of the video was, you guys ready? I can just envision a lot of you guys now. You got that scroll mouse right over on top of the unsubscribe button. You guys are just ready. You guys got your keyboards ready. I can see the fire in your eyes, ready just to go ham on me. But before you react, just hear me out first. Just listen. The Bible says, be slow to speak, but be quick to listen, right? The title of the video was, you're not depressed, you're lazy. We good? Everybody still there? Okay, we got the triggered ones. Guys, please just relax. Hear me out. Now, I know that title is absolutely outrageous, right? I get it. It's an outrageous thing to say. I'm not saying I'm right for it, especially to people who deal with depression. You know, I've dealt with depression a few times in my own life, and I know how it feels. It freaking sucks. It's the worst. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that depression isn't real, so just check it out. So obviously, I named this video, You're Not Depressed, You're Lazy, just to kind of rattle up the cage a little bit, right? There was a motive behind it. A couple hours after the video dropped, I apologize to anyone I offended. Obviously, I don't think that every depressed person is lazy. I mean, come on, bro. All I was saying in that video, which is what we're gonna talk about today, is before you go out and you put that label onto yourself, that word, that heavy, dark word, depressed, before you take that word and you put it onto yourself, just try these 5 things. It might not cure it all, but it will help, and it'll help you get through it. It'll help you push through. And if it doesn't, then hey, yeah, maybe you need to go to a doctor and get some outside help. And so these 5 things are what I call the fundamentals. And I truly believe when you implement these things into your daily routine that it'll change any man's life. Now on the IG reel, I stated that it was 4 things, but I've added a 5th today. You know, I think it's pretty important, so let's go ahead and dive deep. Number 1. Now I know this may sound a little cliche, but you gotta ask yourself, am I getting good sleep? Am I getting quality sleep? Or am I up at wee hours of the night on my phone watching freaking swiping through TikToks and Instagram, waking up feeling tired as hell? Look guys, I know a lot of you watch my content and you say, you know, I'm being a little too militant, I'm being a little too hard on people. You know, times are different, you know. Times aren't as hard as they used to be. And look, I totally get that. I totally get what you're saying. However, I don't think we understand the spiritual war that we're up against more than ever. You go on Instagram, you go on these social media platforms, what are you seeing? As men, we weren't prepared for this. We were not prepared for this social media revolution. We weren't prepared for every single second of the day, you turn on your phone and you got booties right up in your face. We weren't prepared for the promiscuity and the evilness and the temptation that is constantly trying to reel us in. We weren't prepared for the constant dopamine right? This right here, though it's an amazing tool and it can do a lot of amazing things. This little sucker right here has absolutely changed my life, but this thing has also become the downfall of humanity as well. It's been abused, taken advantage of. It's funny, you know, when you really think about it, the peak of our day is, I saw Hamza talking about this. He said, this is the peak of our day, sitting here on our phones going, that moment right there. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? And I'm even talking to myself firstly here, you guys. I'm not excluding myself. I'm guilty of this as well. I'm guilty of spending hours on my phone waiting to get that next. That's cool. And then swipe, trying to find the next one. Oh, no, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. No, that's not good enough. And we spend hours and hours and hours doing this all night long, sacrificing our sleep, sacrificing our happiness, our freedom, our health. That was pretty high. I'm sorry, guys. Scientists have even come out saying that when you're not getting your sleep, you're at greater risk of experiencing mental health problems. You have a 97% risk of depression, a 54% risk of aggression, 72% risk of anxiety, and the list goes on and on. You can search it for it yourself. Number 2, now the second thing that we got to be asking ourselves is, are we getting in a healthy breakfast? Now, again, I know that sounds cliche, but getting in a healthy breakfast is vital. Listen, these days, culture teaches us, hey, hustle mode, baby. Wake up, throw back that energy drink, and go. 100 miles per hour, right? Which, hey, look, I'm all about hustling. I'm all about staying on your grind. I'm all about it. I totally understand it. But that doesn't mean that you gotta sacrifice your health, that you gotta sacrifice your spirituality, your mental health. Me personally, I like to have more of my healthy fats in the morning. I feel like I'm a lot more energized that way versus if I wake up and have a very carb heavy meal, like lots of, I don't know, pancakes or waffles or muffins, a lot of bread, carb stuff like that. I feel like when I eat more lighter stuff that's high in protein, high in healthy fats like eggs, avocados, seeds, nuts, I just feel so much more mentally clear for the rest of my day. And then towards night, I'll have the more heavier carb foods that help you, put you to sleep, right? Because as we know, I mean, I'm sure you guys have learned from your own past experiences, when you have those heavy carb meals, all that bread and potatoes, whatever, that stuff, you know, if you have a lot of it, it starts to make you feel like lethargic, sluggish, right? So I try to be smart about it and have that stuff more towards night when I need to fall asleep. So me personally, I'm very strategic in the way in which I eat. Number 3, the third thing you gotta ask yourself is, did I get a good sweat this morning? Did I work out? Even if it's for 10 minutes, dude. Like, did you do something to get your body going? It's scientifically proven that when you work out, when you get a little sweat, when you do something to move your body, that it releases those happy endorphins. I heard Kino Body talk about this in a video the other day. He had a video that was kind of similar to mine that was also very controversial, that a lot of people attacked him as well. But he was just saying, you know, I would be depressed too if I was living the type of lives that you guys were living. When you're sitting around eating potato chips, watching Netflix for hours and hours at a time, when you're sitting there on your video game console, sitting there freaking, oh, dude, bro, it might feel good in that moment, but after a while, dude, a man with no purpose, a man with no direction is just gonna immerse himself into pleasure, and that pleasure, all it's gonna do is lead to unsatisfaction. It's gonna lead to emptiness. As men, we were designed to put our hands to things, to work. That gives us fulfillment. Progression gives us fulfillment. We have to be doing something. We have to be progressing. We have to be moving. Some of the best advice I was ever given was, whether you're in a fight with somebody, in a fight with your wife, or you're going through something traumatic, you're going through a breakup, I don't know, whatever thing that you're going through in that moment, the best thing you can do is just head straight to the gym. And you know what? That has never failed me, you guys. Yeah, going to the gym that day when I was depressed, yeah, it was probably about 10 times as hard than it usually is. I had zero motivation, but the fact that I showed up and I went there every single time, it's made me feel so much better. Studies even show when you're like in the heat of an argument or something like that, this front cortex of your brain the part of your brain that, oh, dude, plays a role in judgment, that the blood actually like drains out. So you're not even thinking straight. And so the times where, I don't know, say I've gotten in a fight with a friend or my wife in the past, those times where I've went to the gym, let that blood flow kind of get back into my brain so I can start thinking clearly. Those times where I've went to the gym and just released those happy endorphins, it put my mind back on track. And it let me see things from a different perspective, from my wife's perspective, from my friend's perspective. So ultimately, working out, getting a sweat on, you guys, I mean, obviously it's good for your overall health. We know that. But even more importantly, how it benefits your mental health is off the charts. And look, you guys, again, I know what it's like to go through depression where you don't even feel like getting out of bed. You don't even feel like lifting a finger. But even if you could just get up, the same way how you have to get up and go to the bathroom, the same way how you have to get up and microwave yourself a meal. If you could just get up, do 25 push-ups, 25 squats, 25 sit-ups, I'm telling you, it could really benefit you. It could really provide you guys with some positive results in your life. And then from there, it's like a keystone habit. Number 4, now, this is one that surprisingly triggers a lot of people, and that's connect with God. This country that I live in was founded on God. And if you look at the history, you can see how corrupt and how toxic we've all become. And that is because we've strayed. Culture doesn't follow tradition anymore. We do our own thing. We go our own way. The Bible says there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end it leads to destruction. And we've seen this. The US, where I live here, it's not like what it used to be. We don't follow God anymore. And you can see the downfall of this. You can see the result. That's why I personally believe that we got to get God back in the mix. Since when has following Jesus steered families wrong? Following God, building your life upon rock rather than sand, going to church and having values that are based upon godly characteristics has done nothing but built families up. So hey, look, even if you don't believe, you can't deny the power and the strength that comes along with following God. Even connecting with just something that's bigger than yourself. Going outside in the mornings and meditating. Even as cheesy as it sounds, taking that time out to just be calm, relax, connecting with your spirit and showing gratitude. Journaling about all the things that you're thankful for, focusing on all the blessings in your life than all the little tiny things that may be going wrong. When has having an attitude of gratitude ever steered anybody wrong? When has it ever not been beneficial? One of the best things my pastor told me growing up, he said, when you wake up, before you let the world in, this is the world, social media, Instagram, all these things, this is the world. Before you let the world in, let the word in. And by word, I mean God's word. Spending that time alone with him. And the 5th one, which I didn't talk about on Instagram, like I said, the 5th one is selfless contribution. What a long lost, forgotten art. Who do you know in your life that is selfless anymore these days? Like genuinely selfless. Who's genuinely looking out for others. I know, again, culture these days is all about finding yourself, expressing yourself, staying true to yourself, just doing you, doing what makes you happy, building up your kingdom, focusing about your putting your happiness first. Which, hey, I get it. I get the overall concept. But, hey, look, living for yourself, what kind of empire is that? When you look back on your life on your deathbed and you see that all you did was just build up your empire, that you didn't give a flying crap about nobody else but yourself, that's pretty empty, bro. That's pretty soulless. What is a man who gained the whole world but lost his soul? There is great pleasure, you guys. There's great satisfaction. There's fulfillment when you lend a helping hand, when you look out for others, when you look out for your brothers, when you protect and serve your family. You start to build up this, not so much physical, tangible treasure, but you start to build up this emotional, spiritual treasure. And the world tells us that the more you give, the less you have, but that's sounds logical, but that is so far from the truth. In actuality, the more you give, the more you have. The more you have in here, contribute yourself. Give yourself. We were designed to give, to be servants. You can't be a good leader unless you're a good servant. And look, you apply this method, you apply this mind state to any of your friendships, to your relationship. You have giving as the mutual foundation. Oof, that's gonna be a prosperous kinship. So with that said, my brothers, implement these things into your life, into your daily routine, and just see what happens. Just try it. I strongly believe that they can at least help. They can at least help you get up off your feet and start moving forward, creating that momentum. For any of you out there that are dealing with depression, that are dealing with some kind of setback, a demonic spiritual force, whatever, just know, my brothers, God gave you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So you gotta get up. You gotta push forward. You can do it. With Christ, all things are possible. Let no weapon formed against you prosper. Now, if you like this video and you want to see some more like it, click this video right here. This video that you watched today is like stage 1, the foundation. If you want to move on to stage 2, climb up that ladder of being a high value man, you gotta check this video out. It's crazy. It's probably, I'd say, my best one yet. Thumbs up if you guys dug the video. Hit the notifications button and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you very soon. Peace always.